Okay, so I get asked a lot about how I kind of get that weird color separation look in a lot of my videos that I make. So I'm just going to show you here really quick. This is actually an animation I'm working on for tomorrow, so kind of get to see a little behind the scenes real quick. But it's actually really easy. So there's this thing called shift channels in After Effects. That's what I'm using. And you are just going to apply it to this layer right here. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and drag that on here. And looks like I already did that. Whoopsie. So yeah, so I actually had already done that. So you can just double click on it if you have the layer selected, or you can just drag it straight over, straight onto the layer here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create 3 layers here, and I'm going to make this red only. So I'm going to turn off the green and the blue, so now it's just red. And I'm going to go ahead and set this to the blend mode to screen, and now I'm going to just duplicate it 2 more times. So it's, remember, 3 channels, the RGB channels, so I'm just going to duplicate it. So now we have the 3 channels here. So this, I'm going to leave this as my red channel. This one's going to be, and you can rename them if you want to. I never rename anything because no one ever uses my files besides me, so I know what they are already. But if you want to be, cool, you can rename, and you know what you're doing. If you ever have to go back, you can just rename these RGB. So that's red. Make this green, so I'm going to turn off the red here. Enable the green. And this one I'm going to turn the red off again, and I'll enable the blue only. So now you can see it looks completely back to normal, right? But nothing has changed. So what we're going to do now is we're going to kind of zoom in. I'm just going to go to the very beginning of the timeline here. I'm going to zoom in pretty far, and I'm just going to go over by holding Control or Command, and I'm going to hit the right arrow twice. So I've gone 1, 2, 3, so I'm 3 frames over from the very beginning. I'm going to drag the top one over to that, the red channel. I'm going to drag the green channel just over once. So this one, 1, 2, 1, and then this one just stays the same. So now what you'll see is the separation start to happen here. And I'll show you. Let me zoom back out. You can already see it right here. And if you go, you see that right there. So things that are closer to the camera, just kind of like, I'm actually not sure if this is how it works in real life, but things that are closer to the camera will separate more intensely, and things that are farther away or things that are in focus will actually, like you can see over here, will stay a little bit closer together, so that separation won't occur as much. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I do that. And then it's kind of cool because like when stuff is walking by here, like this thing, like stuff kind of happens right there, and it's just kind of, I don't know, yeah, it's kind of a cool look. If you don't like it being that extreme, there's another way to do this also, and I'll just do that real quick. We'll go back to the very beginning of the timeline, go ahead and zoom in. Let's just pull these all the way back to the beginning. If you don't like that look, there's something else we can do. It's called a we're gonna do a CC lens, and we'll just drag that right onto the very top layer here, right in there. And then you get this super weird distorted look, and that's totally fine. That's just kind of how it defaults when you first drag it over. We're going to go ahead and crank the size all the way up to the very max, so 500. And now you can see here some stuff is starting to happen, and we can go ahead and you play with this convergence. If you pull it down, really about like a 10, really. So what it's doing is this is kind of the center point, and everything, the farther away you get from this, the more intense that that look, that separation is gonna be. So as you can see right here, if I was to move this like down here, now this is completely fine, and now this is all out of whack. So you can actually set this wherever you want. If you wanted like a little higher, so this has less separation, you can do it like that, or you can just kind of leave it in the middle, which is kind of what I do normally. It's up to you. So that's one way to do it, or that's another way to do it. And then, well, that's way too much. And then there's actually one more way that's pretty simple. We'll get rid of that, and then this time what we're going to do is we're going to add a mesh warp. Drag that in here. Go ahead and set the rows and columns to 1. You can leave this alone. And what you'll do here is if you just slightly pull these off on the sides, you can see that kind of does, that's kind of the same thing, right? So you're getting that. Go back down here. Let's go a little further along so we can pull this out here a little. See there? So yeah, that's just another way. You can do it on all the corners. You can do it on one. If you increase the rows to 2, it actually creates this grid here where if you don't want the middle part to be separated, it won't be, and you can just kind of start pulling these. So those are the 3 separate ways. You can do it however you want. I always do it the first way I showed you. It's just kind of quick and it works pretty well. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to just do that right now, and I'm just going to leave it just like this for tomorrow's thing here. This is kind of a quick and dirty way of doing it, so you don't have to do it in Engine. This works for anything. This works for any animation, footage, anything that you have that you want to create this kind of it's called Chromatic Aberration. So to get this look, that's how you do it. That's how I do it. So there you go. Yeah, I hope that helps you guys.